And Celta, who will come out of this group in second place? We shall see. El Guardian is going to go first by choice.
Oh, and is that going to be the Umi strategy? Perulia is being activated first. That might stop El Guardian Celta a little bit from playing on here.
He doesn't look happy about that.
Oh no! I mean, nobody looks happy when you get
Fish sonar. It is Umi control.
One level 7 or lower monster.
Hey, he's in the zone. He's feeling it. Ocean Dragon Lord Karyushin.
Yeah, that is a very, very strong card that basically, literally floodgates your opponent if you have the Umi on the field as well. Oh, and we're starting off as well with the Imseti Glory of Horus. Can this hand get any better?
There are quite a few level 8s in this deck, so it does mean that you have access to your rank A XCs, such as the Zombie Vampire or the others that are favored. And in particular versus Tenpai Dragon, the access to the Photon Lord later on does mean that we have the potential for the Curry Photon. But another Perulia going to come out here. It does mean that Colossa will punish this commitment with another draw on top of the one that already guaranteed from the first Perulia.
But there is no draw guaranteed yet if you're playing just with the Horus cards, because Horus summons from graveyard. That doesn't help you with Perulia. That's Meowls, and that is not in the game yet.
True.
And now also from the extra deck, that would be Fuwalos, which was not activated this turn. So, El Guardian Celta might decide to just say, hey, I'm taking the +2, I'm going to end on Photon Lord and pass, even though I have the Kairoshin. Every summon from hand would give Colossa 2 draws.
Yeah, so the normal summon could be very scary for Celta to commit to. Just giving extra cards to what you have to presume is Tenpai Dragon just by virtue is a bit scary. Imseti Glory of Horus now on the field, ready to be XC'd away, but is there an answer here from Colossa? Is there anything that can be responded with?
The big question is now, do you want to give your opponent 2 extra draws and then have a better field set up? Or do you just say, okay, I'm going to end on Photon Lord or Hope Harbinger and just let you play with 4 cards? But then again, that's a very minimalistic field versus Tenpai Dragons with
I think
4 cards.
you kind of have to be minimalistic versus 2 Molchalmies being dropped in a single turn, though, and it is kind of sad at the same time, because as cool as Fish Sonar was to see, this is just going to be a very standard, basically Horus strategy now, because the Fish is really scary to commit to, given the fact that it will give so many draws. Here comes the XCs. Is it going to be the Photon Lord? Is it going to be the Curry Photon? Is it going to be the Tenpai Dragon denied? No! It's going to be Divine Golden Shadow Dragon Dragluxion? Is it Dragluxion?
It's Dragluxion.
I think it is Dragluxion, yeah.
Wow, now we're going full into the vote on Tachyon cards right now. I don't even know what's happening here.
This is the answer to Tenpai Dragon we've been looking for. This is the answer to Tenpai Dragon you've been looking for. We saw Math Mech earlier, but El Guardian Celta has calculated this one through and through. 7th Tachyon going to additionally bridge the gap here. You have to imagine this will be eventually the Photon Lord, eventually the Curry Photon, but right now, here comes Silent Honor Arc to help bridge to the water monsters.
Yeah, this is what makes the Horus card such a generic starter now for so many decks, because you can always go into Dragluxion, search for the new Tachyon monster, and search for 7th Tachyon that gets you into your engine.
Your engine of Umi control, which is not something we were expecting per se. Warrior of Atlantis, a mainstay. You know, we've seen this card so many times in the past. It's gonna add a legendary ocean, and Umi by any other name. Really gonna look difficult for Colossa to deal with here, but notably did draw 2 cards off of those 2 Perulias.
Yeah. And now if you want to summon out your Kairoshin, you're gonna have to give Colossa 2 more cards. Oh, and we're going to summon out the Kairoshin as a tribute summon. Of course, Umi is not on the field yet, so it's a level 5 monster. You can now add a Kairoshin spell trap card or a stealth trap or Umi.
Sea Stealth Attack, of course, very, very valuable. Sea Stealth 2 as well.
Classic in Duel Links, no? Sea Stealth Attack, that was a great deck back in the day.
I think this was a great deck back in Master Duel too. He got to 3rd place in that first Invitational.
It's also very, very
But can I get him into 2nd place in this group?
Yeah,
I guess we'll see.
That's the good question, because that's a Tenpai with 7 cards in hand. The draw phase hasn't even happened yet.
I'm looking forward to Ed quizzing El Guardian Celta on the intricacies of the Umi control deck. A Legendary Ocean now being used. Kind of interesting that that was added because you had the potential to discard the Warrior of Atlantis.
Atlantis, right. That confused me a little as well. We set a card which is perhaps the only target that you have for your Kairyu-Shin. So, I don't know. Maybe going for a Photon would have been a little bit better here, because you already had your engine. It basically gave you just a 7th Tachyon to search for the Warrior of Atlantis. That didn't do anything here. Oh, Dark Hole is just immediately activated from Colossa. And do we have anything to answer this here? Do we have any destruction protection? Solemn Judgment is being activated. At the cost of 4,000 life points, you're able to negate Dark Hole. Still 7 cards in hands for Colossa, so there is no guarantee that that was the only removal for your field.
Indeed, it wasn't even the guarantee that that was the only potential dark hole there, honestly. The Tenpai Dragon deck, of course, loving all of these removal opportunities, and Solemn Judgment, while it will stop one, does mean El Guardian Celta's field now a little bit more... okay, 2 Forbidden Droplets, so there's no chance to respond from the Ocean Dragon Lord Kairyu-Shin. The Dragaluxion, you have to imagine as well, actually may very well be immune or just wasn't targeted.
Yeah, but I mean, it just doesn't do anything on your opponent's turn. Now we have gotten rid of 3 spell cards already in our graveyard. Dark Hole, Droplet. Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage, gets us a Hornet Drones, gets us another control. Lockbird is being activated.
Lockbird being activated indeed, and it will stop additional cards being added to their hand here. Colossus drawn like 7 cards in this game, by the way.
Good.
Sangen Kaimen.
Chain to the Droll and Lockbird. Very smart to not activate this in battle phase, because Droll and Lockbird shuts you off from activating it once it's resolved. If it is just only being activated, you can still chain this. And now this is a very good looking Tenpai Dragon Chandra in hand of Colossa.
Yep, normal summon Chandra here, you have to imagine, will be the play. Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones being used as well. So many spells in the graveyard does mean that the Sky Striker spells are totally online here. We do have Sky Striker Ace token being linked off into Kagari.
And maybe also Colossa has another Tenpai Dragon. Pydra also has the ability to set a card from deck playing around Droll and Lockbird, so you could set your Sangen Summoning, which this turn can't search anymore, but it can be destroyed for doubling the attack.
Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones again here. Widow Anchor in response. On top of that, just so many spell cards coming out, and not much El Guardian Celta can do in response. Widow Anchor going to steal the Dragaluxion. Its effect is online because it's Colossus' turn, technically. Yeah.
She's just showing off at this point.
I think so.
And also, I think the effect isn't online anymore because Droll and Lockbird is active.
Truth.
But now we are still in main phase, so normal summon Chandra could be a possible play. Or summon basically any dragon. We go into Kagari and token into Hita first. Probably. Is there a fire monster in the graveyard of El Guardian Celta? That is not the case. Oh, we normal summon Pydra. And Pydra is, of course, we can still special summon the Chandra.
And put the Sangen Summoning directly on the field instead of adding it to the hand that would have been stopped by Droll and Lockbird.
Yep. And now, basically, we have Chandra, we have Pydra, we have damage. We only need to deal 4,000. Oh, and
we have talent on top of that.
Oh.
I think El Guardian Celta may be regretting giving Colossa as many cards as he did through those double Perulia. And now even the takeaway of the Kairyu-Shin on top of that, just so much damage on the field for Colossa. We saw the Umi control for the first time this tournament, and probably, based on the results of this one, for the last time this tournament. Colossa making it out of Group A as your 2nd seed.
Yep, at this point, El Guardian Celta didn't even lose to the Tenpai Dragons. It was basically the Sky Striker cards and some removal. And most importantly, Mulcharmy Perulia, 2 of them granted Colossa 4 cards in total. So incredibly strong, putting her on 2nd place right after Josh, if Josh wins the next game versus Julia Bayonetta.
So I believe Josh will have the tiebreaker anyway
Very
because
good
of the
point.
head-to-head result against Colossa. So therefore, Josh pretty much fixed for the first seed escaping this one, and Colossa following pretty swiftly here with a very convincing win over El Guardian Celta. We did think it was a bit dicey with the Galaxy Eyes, the Photon Lord rather, just being an available option perhaps, and the Curry Photon being that tech that we saw rise up as a possibility against the Tenpai Dragon strategy in particular. Didn't quite see it that game, didn't quite see the victory, but you know who did see victory? Colossa.
Indeed. I'm still quite confused because I want to know why Warrior of Atlantis was searched after the entire 7th Tachyon combo, and then Kairyu-Shin just searched for a Legendary Ocean anyways later on, so the Warrior of Atlantis just chilled in hand. I mean, it's a very cool looking card, but if you keep it in hand and then lose to Tenpai Dragons on the following turn, doesn't help you much. But who didn't lose was Colossa. Let's go over to Ed.
Thank you very much, Leo. I am here with Colossa, who has just won that bubble match that you were worried about in our last interview. You threw into the semi-finals. How do you feel?
Actually, for now I'm a bit relaxed because the bubble was putting a lot of pressure on my shoulders. Now I've got rid of it.
Now you're chilled.
I'm chilled,
Now,
I would say.
We were just talking while we were off camera. This isn't the first time you've played against Kairyu-Shin, is it?
Yeah, it's not the first time. I've been playing against Kairyu-Shin at the first Invitational against Guardian Celta. I think that's why he likes the deck so much. He tried it the first time.
For those of you who didn't tune into the first ever Invitational, I believe the decks were all assigned at random to people.
Oh, yeah?
And so that was the event that started the lore for El Guardian Celta with this Umi control deck that he loves so much. It all started there, and you faced him there. So you've had all these years compounding that knowledge, and you finally used that knowledge to beat him just then and take yourself all the way through to the final. So you're going to relax for a bit, but do you feel nervous or do you feel confident about the semi-finals?
I mean, there will be like very strong players, so even though I'm a bit chilled now because of now I'm in the semifinals, I still have to be focused and locked in because there will be a lot of strong players with me. So,
well, congratulations on getting into that top cut. I'm going to let you have a little bit of time to decompress and relax and get yourself zen and focused for that next game. But guys, we still have a couple more rounds coming up. So next up, we have Joshua Schmidt versus Julia. So let's have a quick chat with Julia.